part 2 now of the Last of Us Laundromat. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this wall and get that going. All right, so first of all, over here in Blender, let's switch the units to Imperial. Now, I'm not going to do too much of this kind of measuring in this kind of a way, but we'll do a little bit. So let's bring this guy up, and that's going to be my person, actually. Scale Shift Z. Start with that and open up this, and I'm going to make him 6 feet tall and use him as a reference. And I'm going to move him over to there, and let's name right away that's my person. Okay, so we're going to start with that wall. So let's bring in a plane, and let's rotate X 90, and bring that up. Let me turn on snap to face for the moment. And I think I'm going to make this something like 11 feet tall. I think we're going to do that. Put that about there. 11 feet tall. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections of this. So I'll create, I think, one section, and then we'll copy it down, and we'll change the middle one here to a door-like thing. And this looks like it's a pretty long room, so I'm thinking around 60 feet. 50 to 60 feet is what I'm thinking. And so if I was to make this something like 12 feet long, and I have 5 of them, something like that. So let's just see. So let me come in here for the moment and see what we would need if I split that. Now I'm going to come kind of close to the sides, because this is going to be doubled when I copy it over. But what if it was something like that? All right, so what we're going to need is, if we focus on this, what I'm saying is I'm doing sort of half of this piece and half of that, and when I put them together, it'll be twice that. Anyways, I need a section up here, a small section there. And then I've got all this window, but it doesn't come down to the bottom. It goes to about there. And that's like, 4 times this distance, or 3 times. So let's try this. I might have to do it again, but I'm going to bring in an edge loop up to about there, and an edge loop down to about there. I don't want it too square, the window. That might be okay. Let's try this, because I can always move stuff around. Now, I'm going to use Solidify, and I'll put on, I think, negative 0.4 or 0.4. Go back that way. And I'm also going to apply rotation and scale, just in case. And I'm going to put on the cavity shader. So what if I had that? And if I got rid of this as the window, and then we put the frame in there. All right. I mean, that's what I'm thinking of doing anyhow. So before I go any further, let's try a quick copy. Let's snap to edge, and let's Shift D to duplicate. Pull that out here. Let's snap it to there. Don't worry about the line. So imagine, actually, let's array this. Let's go like that. So the middle one here would be like a door. Could start with that. You see these double up to give that. Is that wide enough for that piece? I think it might be. I don't know. Let's turn that off. And let's work with that. Okay. All right, at any rate. All right, so I want to create this frame, which is basically just around here and across and down. So 4 panes, but these 2, this isn't just one, it's 2, looks like it's 2 frames, okay, are smaller than those. So let's, all right, so let's do it this way. I'm going to apply the solidify and come in here, Shift Alt and click there. And I'm going to Shift D to duplicate, P to break it out. So I've got that. I'm going to scale in the Y. Like that. 2 for edge selection, Shift Alt and click that, F to make a face. Shift Alt to click that, F to make a face. And I think I will scale in the Y a little bit more. We can try it anyhow. Okay, so what I need is I need an edge loop there, and I need an edge loop down here. Something like that. Let's make it go down and across. Okay, so let's select all of these faces. And let's try this. I am going to press I twice, I. Hold Shift and pull in to separate them. Now, the only problem when I do this is these middle ones have a certain thickness, and these are half as thick, so I might stretch it. I might scale those a little bit differently, but let's go with that. Let's select this face and this one. Control E, bridge edge loops. Let's just go around and do this. Bridge edge loops, bridge edge loops, and this one. Okay, you get the idea of what I'm saying. And what if I was to do that, and then let's see how I want to do this. This is 3. Okay. Okay, 1. We're looking at it from the front. Okay, that's fine. What if I scale this in the X? No, I don't think I want to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to select. I guess I'll just do it this way. I'm going to select these edges, these faces here, and I'm going to scale in the X, and I'm going to pull them, and I'm just going to try to make them a little bit more even. Take these ones and these ones. I'm going to scale in the Z. Okay, I like that one. That one, just these sides I want to make a little wider. Scale in the X just a bit more. Okay, so this has an array on it. I'm going to add a bevel on this. I'm going to go with 2 and 0.02. Let's see how that turns out. And I'll do the same thing on here. I don't want the array on there. So bevel. Like that. Now the only thing I'm now thinking about is this distance in here. probably okay. Maybe I'll move it back a little bit. So that's the Y. Okay, so this still has the array. So if I was to take this, and I'm going to call this window frame, and I'm going to call this wall window. So if I take that and just duplicate it there, and I'll, just for now, I'll duplicate these ones because the other one is the door, just to get a sense for what it's looking like. Yeah, all right. All right, I think that's probably going to be okay. Get rid of those for now. And I'm going to shut that off. And if I'm relatively happy with this, I think I will go ahead and start getting rid of some faces. I'm not going to need the bottoms, and I'm not going to need the sides. And I'm really not going to need the top either. And let me double check this. Okay, so that's flipped. Recalculate. And I'll save. I'll come back to here, put that on. And that's looking okay. So I'm probably going to go with something like that. And then I'll apply the array, and I'll fix this, and I'll get rid of extra edges. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and apply the array. Merge my distance. And let's Shift Alt and click these and get rid of them. And let's take these edges and cap them off. So we'll be building the door section there. But let's come back and get rid of that, and that, and that, and that. Dissolve those. We'll need those. Okay. So let's do that, and let's take this now, and we'll go ahead and we'll copy it in for the moment. I'll look at the fit later if I need to make it wider and then delete inner edges and stuff. Okay, I just want to get this sort of roughed out for now. I say that all the time. For now. Okay. And so everything is facing the right way, right? Yeah. Okay. I can make it thicker if I want. Okay. All right. So, what else have we got going on? So it kind of looks like this piece is one big rectangle with, extruded in, and then these pieces, this front window frame up here, placed in here, rather a deep frame, and then it looks kind of like there's a door frame here too, a deep door frame, and then the doors farther back. Well, it's hard to tell, almost the same level as the window, but yeah, I'll do this. So, just one more thing. Yeah, okay, and that creates the actual pillars. So, what if I was to take this piece here? In fact, I could take the whole thing to get the right size. What if I was to duplicate that out, P to break it out? I'll come in here and I'll get rid of these edges and look from this angle. I think I'm looking at the front, and I think I'm going to rotate this after, but I'm just going to slide this down as if it's about halfway down. And I'll start working on this. What if I if I extrude it all the way back and snap to there, I feel like it's got to come out more than that. So I'll grab this face here and just pull it out like that. Let's get rid of that and that for now. In fact, I guess I'll get rid of that one as well. So that's this, okay. What if I took that and then I'm going to pull it into about halfway, kind of looking at this white line. Is that where I want it? I think that's kind of where I want it. And yeah, we're going to have a piece up there, so okay. And so what we need is it sort of narrow up here, or not very high or tall, similar height to this, and wider here. So what I'll do is I will bring in an edge loop, and I could snap, but I'm not worried about it. I'm going to bring it to about there, and drop an edge loop here and split it, and get sort of the width of these that I would want. I can start with that, and then I can adjust this. So let's take this and let's extrude it back and snap to there, and delete that face and delete that face. So I've got this, and that's probably far enough back. So do I like that? Let's start with that, but let's take an edge here to make the top part that protrudes out, just to start getting a feel for this. So I'm going to Shift D to duplicate that, P to break it out. I'll get back to naming everything in a bit. Where is it? There it is. Let's push that out, extrude it back. I'm going to snap, okay, I got edge snapping on, so I'm going to snap it to that edge. Yeah, okay. Let's take this and snap down to there. And it's going to come out in front of this. Farther than that. It's about a third, and that's about 2/3 or so. So we're just going to do that. And I'll give this some thickness, like that. And I might as well get rid of what I don't need. I really don't need any of those edges here. Just need that. And that's there. Okay, and what about... Okay. This is door arch, I'll call it. Probably change that name. And this is window frame. Okay, that's good enough for now. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So if that's the case, we're going to look at it's all right. Okay, so I need to make two sort of frames in there, and they're both the shape of this. So what if we What if I was to do this? Take this, the whole thing similar to the windows, and Shift D to duplicate, P to break it out. Take this and scale it in the Y to get the kind of the thickness that I would want. And is this what I want to be doing? What if I E and Alt S? No, I didn't want it like that. Take this down. I'm going to start with that, E, Alt S, and pull. Not sure that's the way I want to do it, but it might be, and then I'm going to straighten it out. Scale X 0. Select there, scale X 0. Just want to get a sense for this. I'm going to get rid of the bottoms here. I'm looking at the door frame part right now. So, we're going to bring over our model and imagine that you have to go through those doors. And I want the door around 8 feet, 9 feet. I don't mind if it's exaggerated a bit. So I don't mind that at this point. It might be a little bit wide. It looks kind of deep, high there and not very high there. And so what I might do is, let's scale it in the X, push it in, and later on I'll get rid of those frames, those faces, sorry, that are pushed into the wall. And what if I take this and Shift D to duplicate, just pull it up a little bit, P to break it out. And how about for this one, I just make it fit first of all, and then take the front and the back and inset it. Now, are they going to be the same? Now, see, this is pretty narrow and this is pretty big, so we'll do, okay, let's just get this started. I to inset, hold Shift, do something like this, and then we can adjust the size of it. Control E, bridge edge loops, just to get that in there. Okay, so I'll make that a little bit more flush. So let's take this. I'm going to scale it in the X a bit. I'm going to scale it in the Z a bit, and I'm going to pull it down. I mean, I do want a gap in there to some extent, so maybe I need it up a little bit. And you're not going to see through it, so you know it won't look. You won't see this back part. So let's start with that. So let's focus on those and say, okay, we're not going to need that face or that face or that one, this one or this one. We really aren't going to need the back faces. Yeah. Let's try that, and then we're going to make the doors, and we're going to have it higher, thicker, whatever here than here for the door and then the glass. And so what I'll do is, I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to go into edit mode and do it this way. Shift D to duplicate, pull it down, P to break it out. So I got that. Let's rotate Y 90 and just start thinking about this as a potential door. And I'm going to want it recessed in like this. Won't worry about the depth right now. And I'm going to take this and we're going to snap to the edge pretty much. And let's say it goes in there. And I'll take this now. Okay, for the moment, I'll just bring that in close to where the center would be. And we are going to mirror this, so let's take this piece, Shift S cursor to selected, and set the origin to the 3D cursor here, and add a mirror. No, that's not what I want to do. I want there to be a small space. I just want to think about if those are too narrow. Okay. I think I'm going to push these frames in further so I can make the doors a little wider. And then we'll work on all the dimensions we need. So I'm going to come into both of these. And I'm going to go into wireframe. And I'm going to grab all of that. I might even look at... Okay, well, let's just SX. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to, let's see how thick these are. Let's make these doors a little thinner. Let's take this and this. I don't have to make them this deep either. Although again, like you say, you're not going to see. But SX, let's make them narrower like that. And let's take these and let's scale in the Z a little bit to do that. And I suppose I am a little frustrated with their depth, like a real door might be a little bit more like that. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Okay, you are going to stand over here. You know, it's all simple stuff, but okay, I'm going to let's call this door window, and let's call this door or doors. And I'm going to bring in a plane here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. F to make a face. And I'm going to leave that. That could be the glass, and I'll worry about that later. And I'm going to do the same on this one. And I don't mind if for now they're attached. I could always break that out later. I just want to get a sense with that. In fact, this one, I'm going to Shift D to duplicate, P to break it out, because I got to move it back. F to make a face, pull it back. And I just want to look at the direction. Yeah. I'm going to flip those. Let's try just throwing on the shadow for the moment. It's okay. I have enough geometry on here to switch this to arc. Yeah, see, it changed, it made it a bit rounder there. So I'll do that on some of these. A bit rounder. I guess I'm going to do that. It's not going to be very noticeable, especially when I unwrap this, but I'll put it on. This might look ever so slightly nicer. Just give me a second here. Okay, once again, if you were to come to the door, the width looks okay, because that's not how, no one's a French fry like shape like that. I think that's how I would want to do the doors and the frame, and this probably I would move this a little bit there. I'm going to put in glass on these as well. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to just take that, Shift D to duplicate, P to break it out. I'm going to take that, F to make a face, and I'm going to pull it in something like that. And then I'm going to copy that and just place it in here as individual panes. Shift D down there, pull it to about there. And grab those, pull them to about the middle there, or so. Yeah, okay, good enough. Now that is all one piece, right? So I'm going to call this window glass. On the other hand, am I going to just join it? I might be doing that. I'll move it to there. So this has a bevel on it. This doesn't. I think I'm going to join. And that's going to be window frame is fine. And then I'm going to get rid of these ones and I'll copy that one down. So there's the window frame. Let's look at that. Let's Shift D to duplicate that. Like that. That and that. So got some window frames there. Now what's this? Doors, and this is door glass. So what I'm going to do here is, let's see, this is got a mirror on it. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to move that up a little bit. I'm going to join that to there. So we have doors, door window up above, wall window. And this is something, and it's got that. Okay, let's save that for a second. I'm going to put in a temporary floor. Shift D to duplicate that. Let's just pull that out like this. P to break it out. Let's take that and extrude it back to there, and take this and lengthen it to there, just so we can see it like like it's a bit of a room. So we have that. That's probably flipped. No, but my windows are flipped. Okay, or my window pane. So let's just grab. Okay, whatever. Okay, let's go do all of these. Okay. Yeah, something like that, right? So let's take you, just move you out there. All right, so we are getting there, right? So let's just do one more thing in this video. let's build this table real quick. And it looks like it comes just above here, about a quarter of the way up of the smaller windows. So let's just have a look in here at what we could use. I could start with that, really. Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to pull it up to about there and pull it out. P to break it out. That's kind of the height it's going to come up to. All right. And I'm going to make it a little wider than that, so I'm going to scale that in the X. Can't really see it, so let's go ahead and extrude it out this way and start making this. Do it like a sort of rectangular, but all right, let's just start with that. Extrude it down so it's a thin top here. And then the bottom, so let's do that. So let's make it thin. And also, we're going to make it a little bit wider than that. I think we are a little bit square, like that. And then let's do that. And then what if we, let's focus just on that. That piece is selected. What if I just inset to do that? Looks pretty equal. I'm okay with that. I can extrude it down. I'm going to inset again. I'm going to scale in the Y and scale in the, not the Z, scale in the X. And then I'm going to just push that up. I'm going to leave that there. And I'll take the top, we'll start making the legs out of that. Shift D, scale in the X. So at first I'll try to get like a square. And let's just pull it over there. P to break it out. Let's just take this and extrude it down a ways. And then work on the shape. Make it smaller. We'll bring it in, where's it going to go? I think it's going to go around there. Okay, I think that's too big. Let's push that in. Scale Shift Z, make it narrower, like this, on the inside of that. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Whatever. Do it like that. Yeah. All right, I'll take this and I'll bring my 3D cursor there, and I'll set the origin to the 3D cursor, and I'm going to mirror around this thing like that and like that. I think it's too long, so I don't think it's like that. I think I can get away with just scaling it in the X and then repositioning these. Let's look in with respect to this. So zoom out. It's a little bit more square, so I'm going to do that like that. I'll fix that in a second. These are going to come further down. They're pretty much going to come down to the floor. So let's put that on there. Snap to there, and I'll get the position. Okay, we could do that now. Say what's around there. And then that piece there. Let's take the top, Shift D to duplicate, pull it down, S to scale, just like that. I'll extrude it down. How much though? Yeah, about that kind of. But we're going to pull it a little bit further down to there. And maybe we'll grab both of these and we'll I to inset it. How's that? It's probably okay. Let's Control E, bridge edge loops, and then just take another, like a plane, make a plane sort of like this, and just push it down. Separate it and just push it down. We could put a different kind of a wood texture on that. Let's just see who's facing where. Okay, a lot of stuff going all over the place. Okay, that. Let's keep saving. Let's just focus on those and get rid of the bottoms. And let's see. I just want to look at that height and see what it's like here for there. I'm going to bring this down a little bit, the top here, and to about there. And then I can take this and I'll bring it down, and I'll get rid of those faces. And I think I'm going to be all right with that. All right, so let's have the bevel. This has a mirror on it, so I'm going to apply the mirror. Let's just bring it, okay, whatever. Apply it and join, and just do that just in case. So we have that little table in there, and there's this is a, I don't know, table small, let's say, and there's another one of those down here. Yeah, and so that's that for the time being. GY. All right, let's just have a look with something else, just for the fun of it. No, I don't want to do that. So this is what we have so far. I think it's a good start. There might be some tweaking to do. There might be some back faces to get rid of and stuff to change. But we're going to leave it at that so far, and we'll move on to doing some more basic modeling in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.